The U.S. Navy was cooperating in the blockade of Hodeidah that was the only port for northern Yemen. And a lot of children died of malnutrition and of lack of medicine. I mean, it was kind of infuriating. I mean, I try not to get emotional about stuff, but there was endless talk about those who were suffering in Syria, and there was a great deal of suffering in Syria, but it did not seem to be on the scale of absolute malnutrition to the point of death, the way you saw northern Yemeni children who actually were dying in very large numbers of malnutrition and of lack of basically diarrhea medicine. I mean, that's how sieges work. Way back to the Biafra War, way back to other famine experiences. Sieges work by killing children, most of all. Children die really fast. Like if you could make a population flee, the children will die within a few days. And they were dying in northern Yemen, and the U.S. Navy was patrolling offshore. And occasionally they would catch a boat, and the boat would have, it would be a dhow, a simple dhow, and it would have supplies of rifles and ammunition or a few RPGs or something like that. There was nothing like the kind of massive airlift that the U.S. supplies to its allies. And there's nothing in the history of Yemen that I know of to suggest a really strong link with Iran. I mean, Hezbollah in Lebanon, yes. The Shia in Iraq, not so much, but maybe. But there's no strong tradition of a link between northern Yemen and Iran.
Which almost makes how successful the Houthis have been at basically shutting down international shipping, making it really, really difficult and soon to be more difficult, especially for people, sorry to say, in Europe. Inflation just coming under control and now is about to maybe flame up again as everything's got to go around South Africa now, adding to it's gonna hit prices. But I'm curious your take on the asymmetry here, because I was thinking about this, and you've got the U.S. bombing. I don't know what we're at, like 9-10 strikes they've done. I don't know where we're at.
Me either.
U.S., UK, whatever. We've got our little coalition, but the U.S. Pretty expensive missiles. These aren't super cheap, that are hitting basically, ramshackle drone, like not expensive technology, right? And there's like a really interesting, weird asymmetry here where the spend that the U.S. has to kind of like put forth against some pretty, inexpensive relative technology, it makes it seem like, even though Biden says, yeah, it's unsuccessful, but we're going to still keep going, which was one of the greatest quotes of his presidency.
That was an amazing quote. I love the way he asks himself the question and then answers it in the way that vain, melodramatic people always do. Like, is it working? No. Are we going to keep doing it? Yeah.
But put that on a mug.
Yeah, I know. They'll put it on a mug with Biden wearing sunglasses and licking an ice cream cone because centrists love that image. I do not know why, but it gets them all excited.
It is a good slogan for centrists. Is it working? No. We're going to keep doing it? Yeah. That makes sense.
And Biden licking the ice cream cone does bring to mind somebody of a very elderly person, something you would take them to do, And so there is a gentleness there that I think that they're embracing.
That's for sure. Jeffrey Epstein. That's for sure. Jeffrey Epstein.